What's up, guys? 80s Metalheads here, and on the show today we have a very special guest, Mr. Wednesday 13 himself. How you doing,
Doing
man?
good, doing good.
That's good, man. So you're coming down to Australia next week.
Yes, next week. I
Yeah.
start the trek Tuesday next week, and I'll arrive there on Thursday. It's like going to the future because we're 18 hours behind you guys right now, where I'm at in California.
Oh, okay. And you're going to Brisbane first, and then your last show is at Perth, I believe.
Yes,
And you're touring with Kim Dracula. Is this your first time?
first time touring with Kim Dracula, but I've been playing Australia probably every year for the last 15 years, despite the COVID years.
Yeah, because I first saw you in Glamfest 2023. And then you came here last year. But ever since then, I've been slowly becoming a fan, and I've been getting to that first album a lot. But in Gladfest 2023, you mentioned some of your influences: Pretty Boy Floyd, Tough. I know some of your other influences are Kiss and maybe Crew. So when did you start getting into that sort of music?
When it was brand new, when I was I'm a kid from the '80s. When I was born in 1976, so 84, 85, 86 is my prime time of music, and I started getting me to rock and hard rock, heavy metal, and seeing Twisted Sister and Wasp and Alice Cooper and seeing Kiss before that. My brother had Kiss merchandise and all that stuff. So, um, and then the glam metal stuff came in the late '80s, early '90s, and that became my favorite stuff because it was obscure to a lot of people. In the magazines I would get, you could see bands like Tough and Pretty Boy Floyd, and you could go to school and mention those bands. People would be like, "Who are those guys?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's my band. They're mine. Nobody knows who they are but me." And if you met somebody else that knew who they were, you're like, "Whoa!" It was just kind of like an underground sort of thing, and I love the music, and I still listen to that today. That's still what I listen to on a regular basis.
I'm a big fan of Pretty Boy Floyd, especially. I love their music. So when they first came down, I was ecstatic. But your younger self listened to all those bands, but now you're playing and touring with some of those bands. That must be a huge as a
Yeah,
childhood. That must be amazing for you.
I love it. It's something I never imagined that I would be able to do, and playing with those bands and meeting them and becoming friends with a lot of those guys like Chips Enough and Tammy and Stevie from Tough. They're guys I could literally text and hear back from them, and it's a super cool thing because they were my bands that no one knew about really when I was in school, and it's just cool that I've become friends with them, and they know that I've been talking about my glam metal obsession since I came on the scene 20 some years ago.
And what was the first band you saw growing up?
First band I saw, like a live
Yeah.
concert. I was ruined from the beginning. My first concert was Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, and the opener was Warrant on their first album. So that was glam metal heaven for me. And then my second concert at Arena uh, was Faster Pussycat and Kiss. Then I saw a bunch of those glam metal bands in the clubs. I saw Tough in the clubs. I saw Spread Eagle, Lillian Axe, uh, just whoever came through my town and these places, I would go see them. So uh, I saw a lot of those shows, and that's what influenced me when I first started playing my first shows.
And all those bands, obviously, like you said, they influenced you. But is there some bands or something that most people don't know about you that influenced you to also do this?
I mean, hair metal and horror movies has been my thing. I just combined the two. There were no hair metal bands that were really doing that. You had Wasp and Alice Cooper that would touch on the subject of horror movies here or there, but there was no full time horror type uh, band, and that's sort of what I did and what I combined. So yeah, that's pretty much the ingredients to what I do is hair metal and horror.
And you've actually Alice Cooper featured on one of your songs. So how did that come about?
I met Alex years and years ago on my Murderdolls tour. Alice has been my musical hero for since I was a teenager. And my first concert we ever played with him, I was determined I was going to meet him, and I did. And I met him, and I became friends with him and his daughter and his band, and I've still to this day I'm very close with them. And when I was doing that record, Necrophase, I had reached out and asked Alice if he'd want to do the intro. I'd been asking him for years, and it just never quite lined up. And I finally got him in the right time, and rest is history.
I want to just go back to the Australian tour. You mentioned that you come here year after year, almost excluding the COVID years. What keeps bringing you back to Australia?
There's a demand. I have a loyal following, a fan base. My fans love what I do, and they discovered me with Murderdolls at Big Day Out Festival in 2003, and when I went solo in 2005, I came back and had a response there, and then I came back in 2009, I believe, and I've been playing every year ever since. Did the Soundwave festivals with Wednesday 13 and Murderdolls, and did Sidewave shows with Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, and just put a lot of work into Australia. So and a lot of fans, they've stayed true and dedicated, and they're diehard, and they come out to the shows every time I come back.
Yeah, you have a big Australian fan base. Is there anything that we can expect on this tour? Any surprises? Any maybe new songs I haven't played in a while?
Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. Last time we were there, we were celebrating Murderdolls, and I didn't play any of my solo music. So, uh, and then the time before that was Glam Fest, and that set list compared to what I'm doing next week is completely different. Just a different energy within the band, and we're playing a lot of new songs and a lot of stuff off the first record, and a few Murderdoll tracks here and there, and we always bring a high energy rock and roll show, and I think that's something that's a rare thing these days from what I see. So we just do what we know, and I think we do it good.
Is there one song that the Australian fans just love when you play?
Oh, the classic I love to say fuck because it works everywhere around the world, and it's just a classic, and everybody gets involved, everybody can sing it, everybody gets to be the lead singer on that song, and it's just a fun thing. So that would be the one.
That's the one song I remember from Glamfest. It was just in my head,
Yeah.
repeat.
There
Gets
you
in
go.
heaven. So,
Yes.
is there anything else that you haven't previously done in Australia but you want to do for this tour?
There's nothing. I mean, this is a support tour, so we don't get to do a full headline tour. So there's always stuff. I wish I could do Australia and do a full production tour like we just did in the UK with our full stage and lights and everything. And I haven't really been able to do that in Australia because we just sort of come there and punk rock it what we can bring on the airplane and bring it to the shows, and we still make our shows look bigger than some bands that bring production with absolutely nothing. But yeah, I think one day that would be my ultimate thing is to be able to come back with a big production show one day. But hopefully, we'll keep building our following there and build it up.
Yeah, you definitely see them every time you come. I see more and more fans of you, and I mean, like I said, I've just recently started getting into you guys again. That first album, I really, really love, and I'm hoping to come to the show. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
When you think about Australia, what do you think about the music scene? Because we've got some many great artists that come out of Australia. Kim Dracula himself. they're from Tassie. So, what's your some of your favorite Aussie bands?
Oh, well, AC/DC, so the Masters. I mean, that's probably one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time, and I mean, you can't compete with that. You know, you've got In Excess, you've got Rose Tattoo, uh, and movies. You got Mad Max.
Yeah,
You know, so lots of good stuff with Australia, and yeah, man, it's just you know. But AC/DC takes the cake. That's like the Beatles or Rolling Stones. That's be proud of that flag.
yeah. Well, AC/DC are currently here. I just saw them 2 days ago. They were awesome. You hope maybe you're gonna see them while you're down here if you get the chance.
I if there's somewhere and I have a day off, I have a couple days off there, it'd be cool to see. I'm trying to make it to a Sebastian Bach's concert on one of the days off.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, AC/DC would be great. I've never seen them.
Yeah, it was my first time, and they've been going for so long, 50 plus years, and you've been going for a while as well, 20, 30 years.
24 going on 25 years. Yeah.
Yeah. What keeps you inspired to keep going and going? It seems like you have a packed schedule, and what? How do you
Yeah.
just keep motivation?
I mean, you know, to like we just got off a 30-day tour in Europe. We had 20 shows, 30 days. Those 10 days were travel days. Um, and, you know, going to different countries and, you know, whether the show was sold out or not, or you could just see how happy people are hearing these songs that that they're not radio songs. That we're not on the cover of magazines. You're not hearing Wednesday 13 everywhere you go. But to to these people to come to my shows, I am their AC/DC. I am their Guns N' Roses. I am that big to them, and to see their face when we play some of these songs, that's the motivation. I mean, to see that what I do means something. And I've always cared about my music, but when I can see how much it affects other people, it really makes me care about it even more and more defensive about it. More, I'm into it even more. My fans inspire me now. It's bigger than just me now. It's a great reaction to see people that love this music, that live it.
Mm. You and some other bands are just holding the flag, trying to keep that torch alive almost.
Yeah, I mean that's all I know. I mean that's rock and roll to me, and I don't try to put anybody else down that's not doing that or going, oh, I don't like this because it's not what I grew up. I mean, it's just this is what I know, and it's just and doing this now, we're the odd man out because there's not really a lot of bands that are doing that.
No, there's not. It's decreasing a bit, so it's great to see bands like yourself just trying to keep it up and make fans
Yeah,
like me and others who are into that obscure stuff happy.
definitely.
You toured the world, like you've said. What makes Australia different to other countries?
It's just a different energy, um, being that it's so far away, being that it's winter time where we just came from, and then I'm going to be there next week, and it's summer. It just feels like you go to some sort of paradise, because it's like it's always the opposite of where we are, and then you go to this country, and there's just fans that are screaming for you. What can you not like about that? It literally feels like a dream, and you go there, and it happens so fast when you travel to all back to back show, flight to flight, and then you're right back home. It really is like a rock and roll dream world when we come there. So it's and I do it once a year, and I'm very very grateful for it.
And you don't see yourself stopping, you're just going to keep going, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, as long as people still want to hear what I'm doing, and I'm able to do this on this level, if it doesn't get any bigger than this, fine. If this is a really cool. I'm living my dream. You know, I'm in an underground band that can basically tour all over the world, and people will turn out. Sometimes it's bigger than some places, but everywhere I go, somebody knows of the band, and that makes me proud.
Did you ever, when you first started out with your band, did you ever think this would happen and the levels you've achieved?
I dreamed it. I definitely dreamed it. To say that I didn't think so, no. I wanted this so bad I was going to get it, and I meet a lot of people that from my past that I kind of forget that will remind me, and they'll be like, "I've never met somebody as driven as you. Like you literally said you were going to do what you're doing." And I came from a really really small town, and to achieve my dream is really I don't know how I did it. I just wanted it so bad. So I mean, if there's proof for anybody that you can literally, if you can dream it, you can do it. And I've never lost sight of that.
Just hard work and dedication. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. It just proves it.
Yeah. I did the math the other day. I'll be 50 next year, and I did my first concert when I was 15, my first show.
Oh, wow.
So I've been playing for 5 years, live concerts, and I just feel like I'm getting good at it. Like I feel really on top of my game the last 2 years, better than I ever have. So just experience, I think, makes bands better, and especially if they give a shit.
Yeah.
They get better.
When you first started out, what was some, I don't know, nerves you had or any problems that you had on stage that you've just conquered completely? And if so, with newer bands, what can they do to conquer those fears?
I mean, for me, I wasn't meant to be the front man in the beginning. I was a guitar player. I became a front guy because we couldn't never find a vocalist, and I just grabbed the mic one day and when I wrote the song. This is how it would go, and everyone was like, "Man, you sound really cool." Actually, my first thing they said was, "You sound like Bon Scott," because I was like 14 or you know, and I went, "Okay," and that is confidence. Someone just telling me, "Hey, you sound good," and that made me pursue that. Um, so for me, it was just people telling me I was good, and then I started believing in myself. But for me, just over the years, I've never gotten where I just thought I was good enough. I never had to practice or never had to get better. Like I strive to be a better front man. I strive to be a better vocalist. With my voice and everything I can do, and um, so any advice I give to people is, uh, keep practicing. You're never too good. You can always be better.
Mm. And, you said you were dreaming, your dreams have come to reality. So, what do you want to do now? What's your next big achievement? What do you want to accomplish?
I mean, just to elevate the band. I mean, I've been doing this on this level for so long. It'd be cool to take it to a next level, move it up 1,000 people, move into a bigger theater where I can do a bigger production show. Um, you know, that's that's the next dream. And I keep working at it. And I sometimes I get big tours. Sometimes I get arena tours supporting bands and things like that. So. Um, it's always, I've always got something to strive for and do bigger things. But as I said, if it never did get bigger than where it is now, that's okay too. But it's okay to keep dreaming and that's the thing is like it's just like I said, you can't stop practicing, you can't stop dreaming the same way. I want bigger things. I want to be on the cover of a magazine again one day where people could mention my name like Lady Gaga. That would be awesome. That's a dream.
Yeah, you've toured with so many bands. What's that one band that you haven't toured with but really want to?
Most of my bands that aren't bands anymore, like Kiss,
Mm.
that would have been great. Twisted Sister's back out again. That would be cool to play with them. I played with Alice Cooper. I played with Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson. I played with them. Those are always killer tours to be a part of. But Motley Crue, Kiss, Wasp. I did a festival with them earlier this year. That would always be cool.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Just Australia, get ready. We're bringing our rock and roll show to you. We can't wait.
I love to say fuck with